Welcome to this episode of Talk Commerce. Today I have Bashak Ilhan. She is the founder and CEO of Road Group. Bashak, go ahead, do an introduction for yourself. Do a much better job than I did. Tell us your day-to-day role and one of your passions in life.
Thanks for having me, Brent. So I always start saying that I'm an entrepreneur. I built a couple of different companies and I had a chance to do exit too. So I am the founder and CEO of Road Group. We work with international fashion and lifestyle brands mostly from Europe and help them grow in the US market. And my daily job is just, meet new brands from the overseas and help them grow in the US market, placing them on the big department stores like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, and Macy's, and operation.
Awesome. So passion, what do you have passions outside of doing that?
Global business, I guess. So I don't think, we need to stay in the same country or same city. We can do international businesses. That's my passion.
That's awesome. Thank you. So Bashak, before we get started, you have volunteered to be part of the Free Joke Project. I'm just going to tell you a joke. You just gave me a rating 8 through 13.
Okay.
So here we go. 3 golf clubs walk into a bar. The putter says, orders. Okay, I'll start over again. Sorry.
That's 9 now.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 3 golf clubs walk into a bar. The putter orders a beer. The wedge orders a tequila. The third one says, nothing for me. I'm the driver.
Third one says that?
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
I didn't get
Yeah,
the joke.
See, there's a driver and
Yeah, the 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that. That's
No, it was good.
The ones are sometimes tough
I
for
ruined
me.
the delivery too. So
No worries.
yeah. All right. So let's dive into let's kind of dive into what you're doing. You said you've exited once already. So kind of give us your background and how you got started with what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm a digital strategist. I went to university in London long time ago. It was part of the software development school. And I learned how to develop e-commerce. But at that time, there wasn't any social media, nothing. So everything changed. I think I went to university to learn some basics, but my work and my startups are my real school, real MBA. And what I do is if you have an idea, if you have a product, I can help you build a brand, online brand, and create a strategy to sell in different platforms. And I can help you how to operate and grow globally.
Great. And so that's what you're doing now, right?
Yes. I have been doing this, yes, for 25 years.
Yeah, awesome. So tell us some of the motivations on how you got into what you're doing.
Business is always my playing area, I guess. I always had an idea when I was a kid too. And I learned in really early age how to build a brand. So whatever I want to do, sales is kind of my thing, and I would love to sell stuff. I always been like that. And if I had an idea, and I don't know how, but I know the first step, second step, and third step, and I know how to make that live and grow globally. So that's kind of things. This just has been motivating me since I started. And whatever I talk to people, even in my personal life, I always think as a business and I see different ways. And if I have any, problems and struggling and I see the different opinions and the different options and different solutions, it has been like that. This is kind of my personality, I think. I can even do chit chat because of that. Whatever we talk, I always love to grow and do something better or improve. That's how I see the life.
Sorry, my dog just started to go crazy. So
No
tell us a
problem.
little bit about the questions you ask when a client comes to you to introduce you, or they would like to build a brand. Do you have sort of a beginning point for that?
Yes, I can categorize my clients in two big, the sections. So one of them are like they already have a business, that established business in their area, and they do great. They have different sales channels, and they manufacture and they produce, and they have like online and brick and mortar shops and everything, but they don't know how to do that in the US. So that's one part. The questions I always get, when and how they gonna do operation in US, and what are the requirements, and how they can scale their businesses, and how long it's gonna take. So the first thing that we always do, we analyze whatever they do best in their region and try to implement in the new region of US. And we check their production, product pricing, the images, the sizes and everything. That's the one step. And second, we do the competitor analyzing. We see if there is a space for them to compete with their huge competitor in US. This is a huge part and difficult part. And then we define their sales channels. Sometimes it's just on their online shop is a channel, or brick and mortar is a channel, or the department stores are their channel. So when we know when they're gonna sell, we just make them ready for the market.
But I've heard a lot of brands say that you have to be branded to be on Amazon because you're just going to get caught up in the commodity of what it is. Do you advise clients to use Amazon as a channel as well as all the other channels?
Yes, it is. Yes, I do. Amazon is a huge channel for all of us, but it's kind of a little late if you're not a strong brand for Amazon, because competition is high, and it is the number one, the e-commerce platform in the region, and there are so many buyers and sellers on that platform. So you have to have something very different, very unique, or you have to have a perfect, quality or pricing. It's just competition is a little high. That's why, as Road, we're focusing on other channels more than Amazon. We are on a little bit more higher level of the platforms, but Amazon is just a little tough. It is still, it's still a great place, but I'm just thinking that if you enter Amazon long time ago, like 5, 7 years ago, it was better.
Are you able to see differences? Are you able to advise brands and differences between the US market and the European market to help them understand how they should sell differently in each of the markets?
Yes, yes, I do, and it's very different. We work with European brands from Italy, Spain, and also from UK, and we also have brands from United Arab Emirates. They say the same thing. Everything is different in the US. Some things are easier than Europe, I would say. But if you're talking about the sizing, the collection, or the fashion trends, they're really different in the US. Sure.
How about the business wise, or even the customers? They buy differently, right? And there's maybe different expectations. I think in the US now, the expectations when you're ordering something online is you're going to get it in 2 days. Is that similar in Europe?
Yes, it is similar. Actually, it's a little bit faster in Dubai, for example. There is a channel that we work, and then we place American and European brands onto those platforms, and their delivery time is 2 hours. Can you imagine that? You're gonna have you have your products in 2 hours. So in that case, that area region is more faster than US, but the other things are different in there and here as well. US consumers, we are just facing the huge return rates in here. It's not the same in Europe or Middle East.
Okay, so the return rate is much lower in Europe.
Yes. much lower in Middle East for sure. They just buy it if they don't like it, they throw it away. But in US, the return rate is huge.
Yeah, and it has to be a challenge too if you're not. I mean, if you're trying to ship from offshores, right? Especially now in today's tariff world, that
Yeah.
you really need to be shipping from within the U.S.
Yes, that's the main business of ours. We're managing the warehouse and the operation here, so there's no other chance anymore.
Are a lot of the European brands struggling with the different
Yes.
tariffs that are happening? I guess it's a universal question now, right? That's sort of
Yeah.
redundant that everybody's struggling. Is there a way that you recommend that they get around it?
To be honest with you, we're trying. We're trying to understand what is going on because things are changing all the time. But some of the taxes, they changed a lot, and we didn't know what to do a couple of months ago. Now we are trying to find the different ways. For example, if one brand is shipping out from Turkey, there wasn't, any tax or any commission on top of it, if the shipment was less than $700. But now they're paying like almost 30% tax on top of it. So we didn't have anything to do. We just tried to edit on the pricing, the Massero IP pricing. So we're still struggling. We're trying to fix it, but I don't know what we're going to do, but we're trying our best, all of us.
When a brand wants to go into a big box store like a Target or a
Mm-hmm.
Macy's or something, do you recommend that they have enough volume? Because I think some of those bigger stores can actually put a brand out of business if you're not ready for the amount of
Exactly.
volume and even the payment terms that they're recommending.
Yes, exactly. That's why our company come in handy. So we make sure that they're ready for that fast growth. Otherwise, it will be just a disaster for all of us. Yes, definitely. So there are so many different requirements, and each platforms and if each big box asking for different things, and we are making sure that brands are ready to go live on those platforms.
What kind of success stories do you have that you've seen brands just go like you wouldn't think they're going to be successful in the US, but they just skyrocket out of control?
I have so many different stories, but we start working with one really small and gorgeous brand, just one founder, and she had two people in her team. So, and her collection was like, the 20 different items. It wasn't really huge, but it was good. And so we work with them, and in the first month, we get an acceptance from Nordstrom, and their revenue was huge first month. That was a big success. I wasn't expecting that fast, the success. It made us all happy. And another one is we have been working with one fashion brand for 7 years, and they sell like 20 different platforms right now, and their monthly sale is more than $5 million a month. That's another great story for us. So we have so many different ones, but the last one is we started working with a one fashion woman apparel, and I found that all the items are too sexy, and I was a little bit worried how we're gonna sell it, and it was a great success too. So.
Do you find success brands or brands that are moving from South America, Latin America, Mexico into the US? Is it a lot of those as well, or is it mainly Europe?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any brands from those regions right now. I would love to work with them. I believe that they have awesome items and products and brands. But language is a little bit barrier for us. We don't have anybody speaking in Spanish in our team. I don't speak Spanish, so I can hire someone, but I would love to communicate with them. That probably was holding back us up, but yeah, I believe that they would be a great brand for US market for sure.
Uh, what are you most excited about for next year, for the quarter one and quarter two of next year?
Um, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm sure that everybody's telling that to you. AI is a, new game changer, and we have been seeing different solutions based on AI. So I'm just assuming that, the shopping and searching and everything will change. So we'll have AI agents in different platforms, or our personal agents, and we won't be searching online and asking, like, if you're looking for a black, like, linen shirt, you will probably talk to your agent, AI agent, and tell him that, find the black linen shirt and a good brand, less return rates. This is the size that I'm looking for, and this is my body, and this is my lifestyle. And what do you suggest? And where is it? And compare the pricing and everything. So that will be a huge change, and I believe that it's not gonna be so far away. It's gonna happen very soon. So that's the big thing that I'm looking for.
I think in your notes you had mentioned the functional value and trust value and emotional value. Can you explain what you mean by some of those things?
Yes. So this is a basic marketing things we all use. So if you're selling service or product, there are a couple of things that you need to check with your competitor, right? The pricing, the quality, the design, and everything. But the emotional perspective is more important now, because the new generation is looking for that, and they want to know why you are manufacturing or producing that too, and who are doing it. And they're more after the feeling, if they purchase something, they want to feel different, whatever that feeling is. So they want to feel that they are supporting the brand, or they're supporting the environment, or they're just making themselves feel good about, the one couple different certain things. So it has been this way for like 3-4 years, but it's gonna be more. The feeling is kind of another aspect that you're buying something.
Bashak, we have a few minutes left. As we finish off the podcast, I give everybody a chance to do a shameless plug about anything they'd like. What would you like to plug today?
Thank you. So I wasn't ready. I love helping small or big brands, and I love to, share our knowledge with them. And I just would like to encourage whoever are listening us here. So if they have a dream to be a big brand and sell in different platforms and, be everywhere. So I just wanted to tell them that they just need to think about it, and they can check their chances, and nothing should stop them. So we have been doing this business for 13 years, and I would be very, very happy to help them and then discuss their dreams with them.
That's great. And tell us how people can get a hold of you.
I'm online everywhere. So my first name and last name, Bashak Ilhan, on LinkedIn and Instagram. And also my email address. Can I provide that too?
Yeah, for sure.
Bashak, Bashak, @roadgroup.co.
Perfect. I will make sure we get those into the show notes.
Thank you so much.
Bashak Ilhan is the founder and CEO of Road Group. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.